So you can go on and you can create an account as needed, right? It's yours, it's your account. So I'm going to jump right in and show you Skills Match. You'll be able to have the link. It'll be dropped into the chat section. And my understanding is in order to be checked in for the website, they need to drop their email addresses, right?
Yeah,
okay.
If you can put your Toro mail so we can check you in on Handshake, and then at the end of the session, either this afternoon or tomorrow morning, you'll get an email as a confirmation for attending and any other of the documents.
All right, see, I'm getting the hang of these webinars, right? Drop your email so you can get checked in. All right, so I'm gonna go on and get started. One thing I would like to say before I get started, if you have a resume, pull it up on your computers. You know, we go back and forth with the language, webinar, workshop. I want you to use this as soon as possible to play in it, to enjoy it. So go on and grab your resume because it's going to be helpful, even if it's half finished, even if it's very poor quality, grab it. You're going to thank me for it later, and then it'll give you an idea of how to even spruce it up a little bit. So let me just launch right in. I'm also going to say before I launch in, I'm very excited about this project. I'm very excited. So if I start speaking fast, just say slow down, and I definitely will. So I'm going to share my screen now. And every now and again, I'm going to have to unshare the screen because simply Zoom doesn't like me sharing while the product is running all the time. So this is Skills Match. As you see, it is unique to your school, Cal State Dominguez Hills. We are the institution testing this out. So we're the beta testers. And what that means is no one else has exactly what we have. This is geared just toward Dominguez Hills. Now, there is another version of this online free, but it's not tailored to the opportunities that you're going to have here. So as you participate and use this, if you run into any problems, feel free to send me an email. My email will also be dropped in the chat box, and in your follow-up email that you get, you will have access to my email address so that you can send me any comments, thoughts. If you want to follow up to talk about the software, that'd be great. So let's dig in. This is Skills Match. Skills Match is a program, a computer program. Again, the account is free, that you can identify your skills and explore majors and job opportunities. And it's really nice because it's very thorough. And one of the top things that I've had students say is, I never knew I had those skills. I really love hearing that because more often than not, we have skills that we just don't think about. So when you get to the site, make sure you watch the Skills Match overview. It's a very short 1 minute, 50-second video that just gives you a general idea of how the software is to be operated. Now I'm going to log in because I've pre-populated some of this information and I want to kind of make sure we get all the way through it in this hour. So I'm going to use pre-populated information, but I will definitely show you how to change and enter. As you see, it's very simple to set up an account. Account sign up is really your email address and a password. So now I'm logged in. Now, the benefit of creating an account and logging in is that you can come back to this information later, okay? You'll be able to come back, change it as often as you like. Now, there are two ways to get started. One is if you've already been kind of playing in the software, you can just click Start Exploring Now, and it takes you kind of right to the jobs area. But we're going to tailor it because I want you to see just how easy it is to tailor this and how much information you can get with just 5 to 15 minutes interaction with this software. So we're going to click on Find Opportunities Based on Your Skills. When you click on that button, you're taken to a place where you can identify your goals. And all they're asking you is, what are you here for? What do you want to do? So some people want to level up in their career, right? They already have a job and they just want to go on to what's next. Some people want to find a job. And some people just want to explore what's out there. What are the opportunities? Now, of course, if you're a transfer student, you're already on a path. You might want to use either Level Up or Find a Job. However, if you're a freshman or if you're undeclared and you're just not sure, you may want to use Explore New Career Paths. For the sake of this workshop, we're going to explore new career paths. Now here, I've pre-populated the information with what is a transfer computer student. And so what that means is this student already has a transfer degree, an associate's, and they're currently working on their bachelor's. Now, how you would write that is you would select associate's degree, you would select completed, and you would type in the name of your major, whatever your major was. Here we chose computer science, and then you would click add another. Now, if you haven't completed a degree, like your bachelor's, which is in progress, you simply select that. And for this student, we selected a completed computer degree and an in progress bachelor's degree. Once you've selected your education, you click Continue to Skills. Now, when you click Continue to Skills, you're given quite a few options, actually, mostly because there's quite a few ways that we learn skills. So remember when I mentioned you should grab your resume? Well, this is why. You can extract from resume. So when I click on Extract from Resume, we're going to see how cooperative it's going to be, if it's going to let me collect this information. All right, looks like it is. And then you just cut and paste your resume into the box. And once you've done that, the button at the bottom it was grayed out. Now it'll be blue, and you click Extract Skills. Now you'll notice, of course, that all of these skills have been selected. It came straight from the resume. So what the software does is it basically does what's called a data scrape. It looks through the words in your resume, and it says, which of these words match skills that are currently and frequently mentioned in job descriptions? And so it pulls skills out. It's a language recognition program. And so we're going to select all of these skills. As you see for our student, we have selected them. Now, when these skills appear for you, they won't be selected. You'll have the option to select them all or deselect them. And the way you do that is just by clicking on the skill and selecting deselect, or if you want the skill, click the orange square. If you have the skill, click the green circle. So I know this student really wants to be a computational linguist, so we're going to click I want. And so this is what this particular student has been aiming for. And so we've selected the skills as I have or I want. And now we're just going to select continue. And so already you'll be able to identify skills just from your resume, just that quickly. Another way that you can identify skills, and I strongly recommend you go through these steps, right? Right, it's only been 11 minutes since this, or actually more like 9 minutes since this started, and we've only grabbed one set of skills. But here's another way you can grab skills. By job title. Let's say you have an idea of what kind of job you want, say a graphic designer. So you would put graphic designer in the job title, and perhaps you're computational, perhaps you're more artistic, perhaps you're not quite sure, but manager sounds good. So we select that to see what skills are needed to be a graphic design manager. Now, as you see, there are quite a few skills that haven't been selected, and here's where your opportunities come in. Let's say you don't know exactly what a skill is. Now, most of us, we know what Adobe Illustrator is, but let's say we didn't for a moment. You can click the info button. It'll take you to a separate web page that not only defines the skill for you, but it will give you related skills, other skills that you can search for by name that will give you a more round idea of what that skill, Adobe Illustrator, is used for, where it might be used, how it might be used. So remember when I said Zoom doesn't like me using the software too much? It's taking sweet time, but there you go, it'll populate. So as you see, somebody who has the skill with Adobe Illustrator may also be interested in graphic design, Photoshop, or Adobe InDesign. And you can click on those skills and read more about them as well. The area I really enjoy most is kind of this area right here. It's not kind of, it's exactly. And it's where they post job titles and the companies that are posting for that skill. So, right, you were interested mildly in Adobe Illustrator. Well, job titles that require that skill would be graphic designers. But look at this. There are several other job titles that maybe we wouldn't have thought of by ourselves, like a UX designer or a front-end engineer, but they all use the same skill, Adobe Illustrator. And when we look at what companies are posting for these jobs, we actually have a list of the top 5 companies posting the most in the last 6 months. So these are actual job postings for that particular skill. And yeah, that means 4,307 job postings for graphic designer mention the skill Adobe Illustrator. Also, there's a job postings trend area. Now, right, no surprise to us all that job postings dropped a little, well, a lot, right, in March, but we also noticed that they are coming back up. And so it gives you this idea that, right, pretty much the job market seemed fairly stable, a little bit of ups and downs, but fairly stable prior, and it will be returning, right? And so this just gives you an idea of month by month, how many job postings across the nation mentioned Adobe Illustrator. And then again, I did say my favorite, right? Actual job postings, live job postings, and yet again, more job titles. So we did see the UX designer earlier, but now visual information specialist as well as visual designer. So it's really a great tool if whether you understand exactly what the definition of a skill is or not, even if it's a skill that you already know that you have or you know that you want, but you want to see the trends and the job posting data, you definitely can. And as it's indicated here, this job posting data is from the United States, but you do have the capacity to look at our neighboring, right, the neighboring Americas, Canada, or even in the United Kingdom. So you can explore jobs in a few places, right, all over our nation, and then as well as Canada and the UK. And that's relatively new. You see, when I said we're a beta tester, every few weeks, they're adding something new to this software based on our needs. So if there's something that you really want or you like or you're struggling with, please reach out to me and let me know. Right now, we're going to go back to our workshop. So we're going to decide we want Adobe Illustrator because there were some great jobs there. And since it was Adobe, we're going to want all of anything that says Adobe. We're just going to want here. And we noticed we liked Illustrator a little bit. Let's click I want there too. And so then you can click the arrow at the bottom of the skill list, and it will continue to give you skills that have been mentioned in job descriptions that have been posted relative to a graphic design manager. All of these skills have been mentioned. And when they run out of skills, you will run out of blue arrows to click. So go on and click Save Skills and move on to the next method. Now remember, I said you can look up a skill by name. So here we go. Here's that UX. We can kind of click in and see what that is. And it's a Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Software Packet, right? And so it's Unix operating system, right? And so, but it's great because you can click right into the skill, find out what it is. Is it something that you want? And then make a decision. I don't know that we need that skill. So the only way is to click off the button. You don't have to select it. You don't have to select any of the skills, only the ones that interest you most. Skills you have or skills you want. And so you keep going until you get tired of clicking the buttons, or you feel like you have collected all of the skills that you want or have. Not only can you select skills by name or by job title or by extracting from your resume, but also by category. So what does category mean? Well, for our economic modeling partner, MZ, those are the people who pull the data. Category just means major. And so what's your field? What's your major? If you're interested, I think we select graphic design for our computer person. So right now we're going to select something a little different. And we're going to consider that our computer person might be interested in social science and services. And then we click subcategory, and let's decide just generally social sciences. And so here, more skills come up. And look at that, you can select skills that are interesting or seem like they work well, like maybe urban planning. That would be a good skill if you have it, right? Or tactfulness. I don't have that skill. I think I want that skill, right? And again, click the blue button if you want to explore more skills. By the way, ArcGIS software is free on your campus. You might want to check that out. That's graphic modeling software, and it has a great future. I've happened to click on that one before. So you can, of course, right, keep going and look at all the different skills that are available to you. And once you have selected all of the skills you want, see, there's quite a few skills. If you're in the social sciences, you are coming out with skills, right? And so here are quite a few skills for social science folk. Look at that arrow, still going, still going. Whew. Skilled out, we're going to save and return to skills. So our student has pre-selected quite a few skills already. And what happens is as you select skills, this bar will fill up. So when you're at about 20, 24 skills, it'll say good job or skill set. And it just continues until you collect, I think it's over about 50, and then it calls you a rock star. And that always feels good to see that. So that's kind of why I leave it populated so I can look at the rock star. Now let's say we're done adding skills. We're done, right? Yes, we're done. But maybe not, because you see the software is aware that even though we may know what we want, we don't always know all of it. So it's going to now offer us yet more skills that it thinks we may or may not be aware of. So you can look at these and decide, do I want these or do I have these? A lot of us have done clerical work. I'm going to click, I have that a little bit right there. And done adding skills. Now the magic happens, right? Once you're done adding your skills, the software is going to suggest information for you. Now, the beauty of this information that it's suggesting for you is that it's not matched by your major. You'll notice that as you go down, right, nowhere here does it say computer science or computer technology. However, the skills that our student has selected has broadly generated into several different career paths. So let's take a look at some of them. For example, the skills you've selected that you have and you want, that's what this match score is. The more skills you populate, have, or want, the more the software can provide matches for you, things that might meet your interest. For example, my computer student never would have considered survey and mapping. But she thinks about it a little bit now, mostly to laugh at me, but she's not really interested in that one. However, she is very interested in art and design. And so even with her computer background and the skills that she's interested in, you'll see that there's just a variety of jobs she could do with those skills. Communications, journalism, writing, art, design, and animation. Now you see of the skills she listed, The match score is only 4 stars, but that's still pretty good. And as you scroll lower down, you'll see that the match score, the star count decreases. So right, top down, the ones that are closer to the top will be more relevant to you. But if you're exploring, then I think they're pretty much all relevant. So here we have a computer science student who's interested in the social sciences and also interested in graphic design. So for me, I would definitely click on social sciences with this emphasis in this computer stuff, right? 3D modeling software and AutoCAD. So let's go take a look and see what kind of work they're talking about. When you click view details, it gives you a wealth of information, right? So stay focused now. Here we are, social sciences with some computer add-in stuff here, some specific, very specific computer skills. You see our Adobe InDesign up there. And here we have the list of skills particular to that career path. Now, some of them are selected, some of them are not. If there are skills here that you're interested in, I have or I want, and if you're not sure exactly what they mean, click info. Now, let's say you've gone in this, you created your account and you've done this a couple of times. You know what skills you've selected and you're just exploring jobs. You can hide the list and just have the grid. Now, the grid will still give you an idea of what the other skills are. However, it kind of makes it a little neater, okay? And so here's where this is tailored specifically to you. First, a caveat. First, I just have to let you know about this point. We are adding courses as quickly as we can. Eventually, we will have all of the courses at Cal State Dominguez Hills mapped. Right now, we've only mapped the College of Business and Public Policy, Business Administration and Public Policy. However, all of the courses are populated. So you'll see some have skills and some don't. We're getting there. We're planning to have this completely filled up by spring. So here you can find programs that are offered on campus that speak to the skills you have or you want, right? So this major, out of the 64 skills that are student listed, teaches quite a few of those skills, right? Almost, well, about 12, I think, 12 or 15 skills here, right? And so generally you can click through and see what degree majors will help you develop the skills that you need. And courses. So if you need just an extra elective, or if you want to kind of pivot a little bit and have a robust resume, you know, a little bit of your major and maybe a little bit of another field, you can click on courses and find out where those courses are. And so here we have some computing courses, we have some art courses, right? An intro to graphic applications. May not be a class that readily comes to mind, but here it's shown to you as an option. As you see, there are quite a few classes that will populate giving you skills. Now, remember I mentioned that we don't have all of them fully filled out yet. You'll see that here, right, where it doesn't have very many skills listed at all. Here, this class only lists 3 skills, but I promise you, you're learning way more than 3 skills in this course, okay? So we're getting it updated as quickly as possible. However, it still gives you an idea of programs that are available, as well as courses that you can take. It just won't give you the detail of courses until we get them all entered. Your faculty members and I are working together. Many departments are working together to get this information uploaded. You may or may not know there are 2,700 courses offered at Dominguez Hills. So it'll take us a minute, but we'll get it done. But again, back to those job postings, right? Because we come to school to learn, but we also come to further our careers. So back to job postings. Here in the job posting, you can put any zip code you want in the nation to help you identify work. Except apparently my zip code is not. going to be nice to us. So who wants to help me out? Give me a zip code that works for you.
90247. Or sorry, 90247.
Let's see. Is that Long Beach?
It should be Gardena, but it's okay. Long Beach is fine.
Yeah, it may, again, it works very well when I'm not on Zoom, but it does take a little bit of computing power. So every now and again, it decides, no, I'm not going to do that. You see the little arrow saying it's working. But the truth of the matter is, a zip code will get you specific, that's not a zip code, specific job postings. 9, 2, 4, 7. Let's see what that gets us. Yeah, the internet's not allowing me to show you. But what you'll find here will be job postings that are live. And when I say live job postings, what I mean is that these jobs, you can click on the website and it will take you to a job that you can immediately apply for. So, right, if you're doing this at home or once you log on, you'll be able to go in, just change the zip code. And again, not only will it show you the actual jobs, they have salary information, but it tells you job titles. Just glancing across the screen, you're able to see job titles. Let's see if I stop my share, if it will allow me, if it will allow the web page to load the jobs. No, it's still not allowing it, but it does do this. But you know, technology likes to mess with us right when you're presenting. It makes you look silly and it's like, oh no, we're not going to show it today. But go on in, play with it yourself. Go in, look at the skills that you have, look at the career paths that are available to you. So we're going to go on and go back to our page, our skills page, just so that we can determine some other opportunities that are in the software. All right. So where are you able to see this now? Are we able to see the screen with educational opportunities?
Yes,
Yes.
you can see it. Mhm.
Excellent. So let's just say we're going to look at this graphic design class. When you click on it, it takes you to the course catalog. You can read the actual description and learn more about the program that it's nestled within. And you'll also notice that it's offered in the fall term only. So this software really puts all the information you're going to need to be successful in the workforce at the tip of your fingertips. So for a moment, let's talk about what it needs, what you need to be successful in the workforce. And we're going to look at that from this page here. First thing I would say is you need some mental flexibility, right? So just because you are a computer major or an art major or a dance major or a social science major doesn't mean that you are restricted to a specific career. This is skills based. So I think that's one of the nice things about this, right? You can also go in as many times as you want and click My Skills and select or deselect any skill that you've already investigated, right? So you can change this as much as you want. You can blank it out and start over if you want to start a new career. And so right now, that's really the scope of the project, right? It doesn't take a whole lot. It just takes a little bit of thought and a little bit of time. As you see, we're still under 30 minutes in our workshop here, and we're complete. We've been able to investigate several matches based on 64 skills. Now, that might seem like a lot, 64 skills, but it's skills you either have or you want. And the truth of it is, when I am putting your courses, right, we take a syllabus and we upload it, and that's how we know what skills are in which class. I have individual classes that cover 30 to 50 skills. So over the course of your academic career, you're learning a lot of things. And I think that this software really gives you an idea of how to understand what you're learning in class and how that information translates, specifically translating into the workforce. So we're going to take a quick look at surveying and mapping. Now you'll notice it suggests different courses once you select a different job opportunity. So it's going to give you courses that it believes would most represent your interests. And it's still not liking this whole. Yeah, so right now the job posting link on this page is not working, but the skills are. Again, you can open the list and select any skills you want, all right? And so let's open the floor for questions now. I'm gonna leave my computer open to this page so that I can answer any questions and maybe review or show you any material that you would like to see again. Do we have any questions about the material? I'm scanning the chat, so it'll take me a minute to scan through it if you populated any questions into the chat. But feel free to open your microphone and ask questions if you have any.
So when we like look at the classes on this software, like if we've already taken some of those classes, can we like add them so that we can include all those skills that were in the classes?
Absolutely. There isn't a mechanism to add them, right? So what you would do is you say, okay, well, here they'll say, well, you have this skill or that skill. Let me see if I can pull it up, right? If you wanted to look at this class, right? What skill do you want? What skill do you have?
Mm-hmm.
You would just simply select. Again, my apologies for whatever reason, the computer is not liking the interface today. However, you just simply take the skills from here by name and go back and enter it by name. Remember, you can add skills by name here. And so you just add those skills. Now, I want to show you a little thing I've been doing to cheat, just a little bit. Well, because it's fun, really. I take my syllabus. If you can't remember exactly how to use, what language to use about what you learned in class and you need a little prompt, you can take a syllabus and drop it in here and it'll do the same thing that it does with a resume. It will pull skills from your syllabus. Now, computers are smart, but they're not as smart as we are. So some of it you might have to edit. For example, if your instructor put a grading scale and they put C+ as a part of their rubric, the computer may pick that up as C++ programming language, right? So you do have to look at it. You can't just say, oh, I'm taking all of those skills because they're all real. Remember, you have the opportunity to select or deselect skills. And so if it's selecting something that doesn't make sense, this student happens to actually have C++. But if it does not look right, you can deselect the skill if it does not make sense or if it's just an error. Because again, it is a new program and it's only as smart as we are. All right, questions? I'm hoping that answered your question sufficiently, Daniel.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. And for the record, I am lobbying for it to just transfer over if we click a class, because when you have a new software, you can ask for new pieces. We'll just see if the text can make it happen for us.
I have a question. Will this software be available for students, who are no longer students at Cal State Dominguez Hills? Because I'm a senior, I'm already graduating.
It is free and public facing. Go on in and log in.
Oh, okay, awesome. That's great. Okay.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, did anyone log in while I was showing you the demonstration?
Yes.
No, not yet.
No, no one? Okay, well, I personally have logged in several times and created my own account aside from my example account here. Because I too had skills I never considered. It never occurred to me. And when I looked at some of the skills and the alignment, I was thinking, wow, I could do this job or that job or this job or that job. And it was really enlightening for me. And I've had a career for 25 years here. Oops, did I almost tell how old I am? Shh, you don't know that part, right? But I just didn't know. I never thought of it because I'm not looking in other fields. I have degrees in education and humanities, for heaven's sakes. And so it never occurred to me that I could work in institutional research as a data scientist. But that's exactly what I'm doing. And it's based on the skills I have, not my job title and not my major. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Just go on and chime right in. Or better
We
yet,
could find, oh,
yes, go ahead, Monserrat.
sorry, we could find the software on the career website, the Career Center website.
No, just grab the link and it should be
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So we just enter the link.
Literally.
Okay, awesome.
brand new. They've been updating it. We put it together this semester, I think it was, let's see, March, April-ish, that we got this up and loaded. Actually, August was when we got the first batch of classes loaded. So it's brand new. It has not populated websites, but the Career Center and all of the advising centers have been made aware of it. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address will be dropped in the chat box. I'm here for any questions you may have.
I think I prefer to email you so I could get the thing because I tried to enter the link and I don't know if it's my web browser or my firewall. It's not letting me go in.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see, chat. Let's make sure that we get that information. Oh, it's already there. I was going to say I'll make sure to drop my email, but it's already there. Thank you so much, Brenda. All right, any other questions that I can answer for you folks?
I got it. Thank you.
Excellent. All right. Well, I will release you to your day with one request. Please go in and check it out. Go in, see what's there, right? No harm, no foul. It'll be just a few moments. It'll be just a few moments. If you want to email me, I'll respond right away. Thank you very much for joining us. Go in, have fun, learn some things about you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Crystal.
All right.
I went ahead and checked everyone in. Make sure you check it out and use the skills match and see what skills you can potentially develop. And if you have questions, feel free to let us know. Thank you.
All right, have a wonderful